I am honored today to introduce our friend Mike Ross. For 10 years, Mike was State Senator Mike Ross, and he represented Columbia County as a state senator. For 12 years, Mike was Congressman Mike Ross, where he represented Columbia County and much of South Arkansas as our congressman. And now Mike wants to be Governor Mike Ross, where he will continue to represent Columbia County. He knows where we are, he knows who we are, and he knows our needs. As a state senator, Mike knew how our budgeting process worked. He helped balance a state's budget for those 10 years. As a congressman, he worked with me very closely when I was a state representative, helping my constituents and his constituents solve some of the problems that they might have on a federal level. He was the hardest working congressman, public servant that I knew. And as Congress would sometimes take what people referred to as a congressional recess, Mike was having town hall meetings all across the 4th Congressional District, and just was so proud of his work there. Now, as he formally announces across South Arkansas and the state of Arkansas for governor, he wanted to make a stop here. He knows our values. He knows what he wants our future to be. I think he will make a great governor. So help me welcome today the next governor of the state of Arkansas, Mike Ross.
Thank you, Bruce, for that gracious introduction, and thank you, David Fielding, and thanks to both of you for your friendship, your commitment to the people of this area, and thank you for being my friend and my supporter. I thank you very, very much. And thanks to all of you for taking a little bit of time out of the middle of your busy day to come and spend a little bit of time with me. This is my 31st city and town to be in since I first announced for governor in my hometown of Prescott last Wednesday morning at 7:45 a.m. We are taking our campaign to every corner of this state, and I think it's important that we do that because I want to be a governor for all the people. Most of you know me. I'm a 5th generation and lifelong Arkansan. I've been married for 30 years to my best friend and partner in life, and her name is Holly, and she's given us 2 wonderful children that are all grown up. I announced for governor in April. Our daughter's getting married in May. No pressure at all, no stress at all around the Ross home these days. I'm the grandson of a farmer and a nurse. I'm the son of public school educators. And for 10 years, I had the privilege and the honor to represent each and every one of you here in Columbia County in the Arkansas State Senate, where I worked shoulder to shoulder with a guy named Mike Beebe, who served with me in the State Senate at the time. And we helped create the Arkansas Academic Challenge Scholarship Program. We raised teacher pay. We improved highways and infrastructure. And we balanced the state's budget for each and every one of those 10 years that we served together in the Arkansas State Senate. Prior to that and during that time, my wife Holly and I owned a family pharmacy and home medical equipment business in our hometown of Prescott. We know what it's like to meet a payroll every Friday, to balance the books and to treat employees with the dignity and respect that they deserve. And then back in 2000, with the help of you and the folks from Columbia County, I was elected to represent you in our nation's capital in the United States House of Representatives. And I'm proud of the work that we did there. I never forgot where I was from. I never moved to Washington. After the last vote each week, I was always on the very next flight back home to Arkansas to get out among the people and to listen to you. I can't even count how many town hall meetings I've held in Magnolia and Columbia County over the last 12 years, listening to you, being your voice at our nation's capital. During my time in Congress, I helped pass the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act to ensure that women received equal pay for equal work. We raised the minimum wage for the first time in a decade. We increased Pell Grants and cut student loan interest rates in half to help increase enrollment at Southern Arkansas University right here in Magnolia. We passed the single largest increase in veterans health care funding in the history of the VA to be sure that we were properly taking care of our veterans returning from Iraq and Afghanistan. And we expanded Our Kids First so that 60,000 more Arkansas children today have access to affordable health care. And now I'm running for governor. And 3 months ago, I would have told you I'd probably never run for anything again as long as I live. But a lot has happened, a lot's changed, the political landscape has changed, and this has really been a grassroots movement. People from all walks of life in every corner of this state, they've called me, they've written me, they've emailed me, and they've said, we don't like the choices that we have for governor, and we want you to lead our state, and we want you to run for governor. A lot of concern out there about what's going to happen when Governor Beebe leaves office. And I was humbled by that, and I've heard the call, and that's why I stand before you with incredible faith in our future and proudly announce my candidacy for the Democratic nomination for governor of the state of Arkansas. I love Arkansas. I believe in Arkansas and its people, and I think our best days are yet to come. I'm running for governor to build on the foundation that Governor Beebe has laid in the areas of education and economic development. Education and economic development go hand in hand. I understand the importance of education. I'm the son of public school educators, but even more important than that is something that made an impact on me at a young age. My grandpa died when I was a year old. And my grandmother, she must have been 50-something at the time, she first learned how to drive a car. And then she got her GED, and she moved from Prescott to Little Rock, and she went to nursing school by day and worked at the old Hancock fabric store in the old Park Plaza at night. And she got that LPN license, and she came back home to Prescott and was a nurse caring for a lot of people at our county-owned hospital for 20 years, well into her 70s. I saw how education helped her after Grandpa died. Education can help everybody in this state, young and old. Education is our future, and we've got to ensure that every child in this state receives an education that's second to none. We've got to get children started at an earlier age on STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math. Studies show us that the earlier you start learning a foreign language, the easier it is, and the same can be said for STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math. And we got to start getting our children more comfortable with it at an earlier age so they're not afraid of math and science, because that's the key to the high-tech, well-paid jobs of the future. The other part of this is economic development. I announced in Prescott, in my hometown, at the Prescott Industrial Park. And when people started getting word that they were supposed to be out at the Prescott Industrial Park at 7:45 last Wednesday morning, they thought that couldn't be the location I was going to be announcing. You see, the Prescott Industrial Park has a nice sign that says Prescott Industrial Park. And it's got a real nice driveway that goes up a few hundred yards and ends in a pasture. But I stood there to make this point. Off my left shoulder in the distance was Firestone Building Products, a great corporate community partner in my hometown for 40 years. 2 years ago, they announced that they were either going to close that plant or they were going to close one in South Carolina. Governor Beebe went to work with me, and last October we stood there at that Firestone plant and announced a $36 million expansion that has saved or created over 500 jobs. Now, while that's a good news story, there are so many towns all across the state that are largely dependent on a single industry. And there are so many towns across the state that have an industrial park that looks like Prescott's. The rest of Prescott's industrial park is empty. And there are industrial parks all across this state in towns large and small that are empty. Or as I like to say, there's too much park and not enough industry. Downtowns, town squares, main streets, all across Arkansas, they used to have buildings that used to house thriving businesses. Too many of them now are empty, or even worse, a lot of them are boarded up. As governor, I'm going to encourage investment in creating jobs in our industrial parks. I'm going to encourage investment in helping our small businesses grow. Small businesses create about half the jobs in this country today, and we need to reinvest in our downtowns and grow our economy both with the big industries as well as supporting our small businesses, because it takes both. It takes both if we want to grow this economy and create jobs. I'm running for governor because I believe that every child in this state should grow up knowing and having faith that if they do their homework, work hard, and play by the rules, they can grow up and achieve their God-given potential, and they should not have to leave Arkansas to do so. That's why I'm running for governor. My campaign is one about our values, it's about our future, and I need your help. I'm here today to ask you for your vote, to ask you for your support, to ask you to talk to your family, your friends, your co-workers, the people at the barber shop and the beauty shop, and the people in front of you and behind you at the checkout lines, and encourage them to join our campaign at MikeRoss.com. You can donate, no contributions too small, although we gladly accept the big ones too. You can donate, you can volunteer, you can endorse me, and if you're in all this social media stuff, you can like me on Facebook and you can follow me on Twitter, all at MikeRoss.com. I need your help, I need your vote, and I promise you this, that I'll never stop fighting for the common sense Arkansas values that we were raised on and still believe in. Thank you very much for coming today. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the great state of Arkansas.